The signal room. The signal arrived without warning, in the deep silence of space. Inside a massive alien command station, a single alarm echoed through the signal room. The sound was low, sharp, and ancient. It had not been heard in many cycles. The officers froze. The signal room was a wide circular chamber filled with floating screens and glowing symbols. Light from distant stars passed through the transparent walls. This room had watched the rise and fall of many civilizations. Yet now, something felt different. A junior officer stepped forward. His hands shook as he checked the source. His signal is old, he said. Very old. The commanders gathered behind him. Their faces showed confusion, then doubt. Emergency signals were rare. Signals from unknown sources were even rarer. Play it, the High Commander ordered. The room darkened. A single hologram appeared in the center. Static filled the air. Broken symbols flashed. Then a voice came through, weak and distorted. If anyone hears this, you must leave this sector immediately. The officers exchanged looks. The voice was not human. It belonged to a known enemy race, one that once ruled dozens of systems. The voice continued. This is not a call for help, it said. This is a warning. The hologram flickered. Images appeared behind the voice. Burned fleets, broken worlds, space stations torn apart like paper. The signal room grew silent. One commander laughed nervously. Who did this? He asked. No force in this region is capable of such damage, the voice answered, as if it could hear him. They are coming, it said. Humanity is moving. The laughter died instantly. Humans were known to them. Small numbers, short lives, weak bodies. They were ignored for a long time. They are not a threat, another commander said. They barely survived their own wars. The hologram changed again. It showed human ships, dark and massive. Their designs were simple but heavy. No beauty, no decoration, only function. The voice spoke again, slower now. We thought the same, it said. We attacked their borders. We destroyed their colonies. We believed they would break. The image shifted to a star system collapsing into fire. They did not break, the voice whispered. The signal room felt colder. The junior officer swallowed. Records show this fleet vanished 3 cycles ago, he said. No survivors. The High Commander stepped closer to the hologram. What happened to you? He asked. The voice answered with silence for a moment. Thailand, it finally said. They watched. They adapted. They stopped asking for peace. The signal cut for a second, then returned with heavy distortion. When humans stop speaking, the voice continued. It means they have already decided. Suddenly, alarms erupted across the room. Red lights flashed. Sensors detected movement. Warp signatures, an officer shouted, entering the outer system. The commanders rushed to their stations. Screens filled with data. The signatures were large, too large. How many? The High Commander asked. The officer looked up slowly. Enough, he said. The hologram flickered one last time. This message was never meant to save us, the voice said softly. It was meant to save whoever listens. The signal died. On the main screen, space twisted and opened. Dark shapes began to emerge. Human ships, silent, perfectly aligned. No signals, no threats, no words. The High Commander felt something new rise in his chest. Fear, because he understood now. This was not an invasion. This was an answer. The enemy learns the truth. The signal room was no longer calm. Across the alien command station, alarms continued to sound. Orphids moved fast, but their movements lacked confidence. Screens showed the same image again and again, human ships entering the system in perfect order. No formation breaks, no panic, only purpose. The High Commander stood in silence. His eyes stayed fixed on the screen. The warning signal still echoed in his mind. They are here, he said quietly. The senior officer stepped forward. Our defense fleets are ready, he said. Humans are not known for advanced tactics. We can stop them. The High Commander did not answer. Instead, he turned to the intelligence console. Pull every record you have on humanity, he ordered. Wars, history, survival, data, everything. The console glowed brighter. Information flooded the screens. Human history appeared chaotic at first. Endless conflicts, broken alliances, self-destruction. The officers relaxed slightly. They fight each other more than anyone else. One officer said, this proves their weaknesses. But the data did not stop. The system highlighted a pattern. Humans survived every disaster: plagues, nuclear wars, climate collapse, asteroid impacts. Again and again, humans stood on the edge of extinction, and yet they remained. The High Commander leaned forward. "Zoom in on survival rates," he said. The numbers appeared. Each disaster made humans fewer but stronger. Each war improved their weapons. Each loss taught them new tactics. "They do not fear destruction," the High Commander said slowly. "They are born from it." Suddenly, a new alert flashed. Outer defense fleet engaged. An officer shouted. Everyone turned. Live battle feeds filled the room. Alien ships fired first. Bright energy weapons cut through space. Explosions followed. But the human ships did not scatter. They moved straight through the fire. Human shields absorbed the attacks. Some ships were hit. None retreated. Then the humans responded. No warning shots. No communication. Their weapons were precise, cold, efficient. Alien ships vanished, one by one. Within minutes, the defense fleet was gone. Silence returned. The room felt heavy. That fleet was meant to delay them, an officer whispered. The High Commander clenched his fists. "Humans do not delay," he said. "They advance." Another officer spoke, fear clear in his voice. "Why are they not speaking to us?" The High Commander answered without turning. "Because they already tried talking before," he said. More data appeared on the screen. Human diplomatic records, peace offers, trade requests, ignored messages, then attacks on human colonies, destroyed settlements, civilian losses, children, families. The room went quiet. A junior officer looked away from the screen. "They were never meant to survive that," he said. "But they did," the High Commander replied, and they remembered. A new signal appeared. Human command frequency detected. The officers held their breath. A single human voice came through, calm, controlled, emotionless. "This system is under human judgment," the voice said. "Do not resist." That was all. The signal ended. No threats, no speeches, just a statement. The High Commander felt his legs weaken. "They are not here to conquer," he realized aloud. "They are here to end something." Another officer whispered to us. Before anyone could answer, a final alert blared. "Enemy jump detected," the system announced. But this time, the word enemy meant humanity. Human ships moved closer, closer, to the core worlds. Closer to the capital. The High Commander lowered his head. The warning signal had been true. This was not war. This was consequence. Why? Humans never stopped. The alien command station felt smaller now. Human fleets moved deeper into controlled space. Every screen showed the same truth. The fence lines failed. Strongholds fell. Nothing slowed them down. The High Commander stood alone near the main display. His advisors spoke less now. Confidence had disappeared. Only fear remained. "Why did they keep moving?" his senior officer asked. "Most species stop when victory is clear." The High Commander did not look at him. "Because humans do not fight for victory," he said. "They fight for memory." He turned back to the intelligent data. "Show me their past," he ordered. "Not the wars, not the numbers. Show me their pain." The system responded. The room filled with images. A human city burning under alien fire. Colonies erased in minutes. Evacuation ships destroyed before they could escape. Civilians running. Children crying. Silence after impact. No heroic music. No heroic music. No glory. Only loss. The officers shifted uncomfortably. They documented everything. One whispered "yes," the High Commander replied, so they would never forget. The data continued. Humans rebuilding ruins. Children trained underground. Old soldiers teaching young ones. Factories hidden inside asteroids. Weapons created not for power but for certainty. They planned this for a long time, the High Commander said. Longer than we imagined. A new battle alert appeared. Another alien fleet engaged. This one was stronger, faster, smarter. Hope flickered. The fleet attacked from multiple angles. Traps activated. Space bent with energy weapons. For a moment human ships slowed. Officers leaned forward, but the humans adapted. Formations shifted instantly. Damaged ships moved back. Others replaced them. Human weapons changed frequency. Mid-battle. Alien shields failed. one by one. The fleet vanished. Total defeat. The room went silent again. They learned during the fight. An officer said in disbelief. No, the High Commander corrected. They learned from the fight. Another officer spoke, voice shaking. Why don't they retreat when damaged? The High Commander answered softly. Because retreat once meant extinction for them. The screens changed again. Human, soldiers standing in ruins. Graves marked with simple symbols. No grand statues, only names. They learned a rule. The High Commander continued. If they stop moving, they die. A new human signal arrived. This time it was not a warning. It was a recording. A human voice spoke, calm but heavy. We did not come for revenge, the voice said. We came for closure. The officers felt cold. The message continued. You had your chance to let us heal. You chose to finish us. A pause. You failed. The signal ended. Human fleets split into groups. New targets appeared. Supply worlds, shipyards, communication, hubs. The strategy was clear. They were not rushing. They were erasing. The High Commander realized the truth too late. They are not afraid of how long this takes, he said. They are patient. An officer whispered, Can we surrender? The High Commander closed his eyes. They are not here to negotiate, he said. They already tried that. Years ago. Suddenly, a final alert echoed. Human forces detected near the capital system. The room froze. The capital, the heart of the Empire. The High Commander looked at the stars one last time. Humans had learned something simple. Pain does not stop. Loss does not slow them. Fear does not control them. It only points them forward. And humans never stop moving forward. The trap that failed the capital system prepared for war. For the first time in generations. The enemy empire activated its final defense plan. Massive structures unfolded in space. Hidden weapons powered up. Fleets gathered from every remaining sector. This was not a normal defense. This was a trap. The High Commander stood inside the war chamber, watching the plan come together. His voice was calm, but his eyes showed fear. Humans are direct, he said. They will see the capital and rush forward. That is when we strike. Officers nodded. Hope returned, small but bright. The trap was perfect. Gravity weapons hidden inside moons. Energy nets disguised as debris fields. Entire fleets waiting in silent orbit. Any force that entered would be crushed. Begin transmission blackout. The High Commander ordered. Let them see weakness. The capital system went dark. No signals. No movement. Only silence. Far away. The human fleet approached. Sensors showed their ships slowing. They are hesitating. An officer said, relief in his voice. The High Commander allowed himself one breath. Then, something changed. Human ships stopped completely. They did not advance. They did not attack. They waited. Minutes passed, then hours. The officers grew uneasy. Why aren't they moving? One asked. The High Commander frowned. They should be here by now. Suddenly, human scout drones appeared, not rushing forward, but spreading wide. They moved slowly, carefully, mapping everything. They're scanning the system, an officer said. No, the High Commander replied. They are reading it. The human fleet remained outside the trap. Silent, patient data began to appear on alien screens. Human analysis reports intercepted. Gravity spikes detected. Weapon signatures logged. Energy patterns mapped. They see everything. An officer whispered. The High Commander felt cold. Activate Phase 1, he ordered. Force them in. Alien weapons fired from hidden positions. Space shook, but the humans did not panic. Human ships shifted formation. Shields adjusted. Frequencies changed. Some ships were hit. None were destroyed. Then the humans responded, not toward the capital, toward the trap itself. Human weapons struck the hidden moons. Gravity weapons collapsed inward. Energy nets overloaded. Alien fleets waiting in ambush were suddenly exposed. This is impossible, an officer shouted. They were never meant to see those systems. The High Commander understood too late. They were not rushing, he said. They were learning. Human fleet split again. One group attacked the exposed fleet. Another targeted the control nodes of the trap. Precision strikes. No. Wasted shots. Entire alien fleets vanished in fire. The trap turned into a killing field. For the aliens, screens went dark, one by one. Retreat. Someone shouted, but there was nowhere to go. Human ships advanced, now not fast, not slow but certain. A human transmission broke through the blackout. "Clear comm, you built this system to kill us," a human voice said. "Thank you for bringing everything together." The message ended. The High Commander fell back into his chair. The final defense was gone. The trap had failed. Worse than failed. It had given humans exactly what they wanted. All remaining strength, all in one place. A final alert sounded. Human fleet approaching inner orbit. The capital system shook. The High Commander closed his eyes. The warning signal from the beginning echoed in his mind. Humanity was not coming to fight. Humanity was coming to finish. The capital system was burning. Wreckage filled space where fleets once stood. Defense platforms drifted in silence. Fires spread across stations that had never known defeat. Inside the command chamber, the remaining alien leaders stood in shock. The trap was gone. The fleets were gone. Hope was gone. Only the humans remained. Human ships surrounded the capital world now. They did not rush. They did not celebrate. They held position, like judges waiting to speak. The High Commander watched the screen with empty eyes. "They could destroy us already," an officer said quietly. "Why are they waiting?" The answer came moments later. A powerful transmission spread across the entire system, not only to the capital, but to every surviving station, every hidden outpost, every listening species beyond. It was a human broadcast, clear, strong, calm. The room fell silent as the voice began. "We are humanity," the voice said. "We did not come here by accident." The message showed images, old human colonies, before destruction, then ruins, burned cities, broken habitats, frozen worlds. "We asked for peace," the voice continued. "We sent messages. We offered borders. You ignored us." The images changed. Alien fleets attacking human space. Colonies falling. Evacuation. Ships destroyed. Children's shelters collapsing. The officers looked away. "You believed we were weak," the voice said. "You believed we would disappear." Pause. "We did not." The broadcast showed humanity rebuilding. Hidden shipyards, training fleets, years of preparation. No anger in the voice, only certainty. "We are not here for revenge," the voice said again. "Revenge is emotional. This is not." The High Commander felt something break inside him. "This is judgment," the voice said. "You taught us what happens when mercy is ignored." Another pause, then the final line. "We will not make the same mistake." The broadcast ended. Immediately, alarms sounded again. Human ships began to move. Closer, lower orbit, weapons charging. An officer rushed forward. "We can still surrender," he said desperately. "Send the signal." "Lower shields." The High Commander hesitated. For the first time in his life, he felt small. "Send the surrender call," he said. The message was sent across all channels. "We surrender," it said. "We accept all human terms." Seconds passed. Then minutes. No response. Human ships continued their approach. "They're ignoring us," the officer whispered. The High Commander understood now. "They are not ignoring us," he said. "They already answered." Human strike groups moved into position. Not chaotic, not rushed. Perfect alignment. Precision. A final human signal came through. Short. Cold. Surrender was an option. The voice said, "Before." The signal cut. The capital's shields failed one by one. Human weapons fired. Not wildly. Carefully. Power centers destroyed. Command networks erased. The Empire's heart stopped beating. As the command chamber shook, the High Commander looked at the stars for the last time. Humanity had sent its message, and the galaxy was listening. The war ended quietly. There was no final scream across space, no last message of pride. The capital world burned in silence as human fleets completed their task. One by one, enemy systems went dark, not destroyed completely. End. Human ships moved with care now. They avoided civilian zones when possible. They targeted only what allowed the Empire to exist: command centers, war factories, control networks. This was not chaos. This was closure. Inside the ruins of the command chamber, the High Commander sat alone. The screens around him were dead. No data, no signals, only distant light from a dying star. He understood now. Humanity never wanted to rule. Humanity wanted certainty. A junior officer entered, wounded but alive. "The humans have stopped firing," he said softly. "They are leaving." The High Commander looked up slowly. "Leaving," he repeated. "Yes," the officer said. "They are pulling back from the system." Outside, human fleets formed clean lines. Ships jumped to hyperspace one group at a time. No celebration followed them. No victory calls echoed behind. Only silence. Across the galaxy, survivors watched the aftermath. Other species scanned the ruins. They studied the battle records. They replayed human movements again and again. Every conclusion was the same. Humans were not the strongest. They were not the fastest. They were not the most advanced. But they were unstoppable once pushed. Stories spread fast. How humans survived extinction again and again. How they remembered every loss. How they prepared in silence. New laws formed among the stars. Never attack human civilians. Never corner humanity. Never mistake kindness for weakness. Years later, a small human station drifted near the edge of explored space. A single message played on repeat, open to all frequencies. It was short. It was simple. "We are humanity," the message said. "We want peace." No threats followed, but the galaxy understood the words. Beneath the words, peace was a choice, and humans always respected choice. The High Commander, now a prisoner, stared into space from his cell. He thought of the warning signals sent long ago. It had not been sent to save his empire. It had been sent to teach the galaxy. Humanity does not look for war, but if war comes to them, the end.